This podcast is powered by Roberts Media Group, your resource for podcast development. For more programming and advertising opportunities, please visit us at robertsmediagroup.co.
And I am bad and bougie, and I'm acting like I'm cute, and I'm so
You are tuning in to the Bad and Bougie Moms podcast show. Welcome to the Bad and Bougie Moms podcast show, where we pass no judgments on being pro-anti-kids for at least 30 minutes. Get ready to experience some amazing mommy time with these badass moms sharing their point of view on relationships, self-love, social media, and plenty more. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Bad and Bougie Moms podcast. I'm Britt, your host, and on this episode, I had the pleasure of speaking to Miss Kris Raye. So Kris is from Kansas, Missouri, not Kansas, so don't get it twisted, and also she was born and raised there. From her adolescent years, both Kris and her family knew she would be a star. Often called a hound by her dad, she would take every opportunity to steal the spotlight in hearts of anyone who gave her attention. At the age of 3, you could find her giving impromptu performances at the mall, grocery stores, and anywhere there was an audience. She would take every opportunity to be in front of the camera to show the world who the real Kris Raye was. She always knew she was destined for greatness. She earned her degree in communications with an emphasis in journalism and interpersonal communication. After completing her degree, she moved to Atlanta to pursue her dream of being a journalist and an on-air talent. She has written for numerous magazines and also has experience on camera and in radio. Kris Raye considers herself a feminist and an advocate for the culture with hashtag Black Girl Power oozing out of her pores. So thank you guys for listening to the podcast. Make sure you share, comment, listen, of course, on any of the platforms that you pick us up on. And I hope you all enjoy this episode. Hi, you guys. This is Britt with the Bad and Bougie Moms podcast show. And on today's episode, I have Miss Kris. Hi, Kris. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Happy hump day.
Hump day.
I know, right? I know. So Kris and I, we actually met over social media. I haven't met her in person, but she is beautiful. I checked out her Instagram page. So you're amazing looking, which is a good thing. So we're definitely going to go ahead and get started. So Kris, tell me a little bit about you. Where are you from? How many children you have? Are you in a relationship? Are you dating? Is it hot girl summer? Like, we need to know all that.
All right. So I am originally from Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay.
Yep. I have been here in Atlanta for about 8 years now.
Yeah.
Yes. I came down here with the dreams of being a star. So
like all of us, it's like, oh no, I'm moving to Atlanta, boo, and I'm making this money. Like, whatever.
Yeah, Black Hollywood. So yep. 8 years ago, I packed up my granddam with me and my son, and we drove that 12 hours, and I've been on my grind ever since.
Wow.
Yes, it was the worst 12 hours of my life. Drove the entire thing all by myself.
Oh my, okay. Did y'all stop? Okay, I had to pause. Did you guys like stop at the rest stops and sleep, or did you get a hotel, or you did like 12 hours straight?
12 hours straight. The only time we stopped was for gas. I packed sandwiches and chips and drinks in the car. We didn't stop for food. By the time I made it to Atlanta, I was beyond exhausted, beyond tired, beyond sleepy. It was a feeling I have never felt in my whole entire life.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. I can't do it, girl. 4 hours is my max now. I don't know if it's because I got older or what. I cannot do long road trips.
Yeah, I vowed that unless it's just like an emergency and I have to get home and every plane in the world done burned and crashed down. That's the only way I'm driving. It was not cool. But yeah, so we came down here 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. I had dreams of being an on-air personality on the radio. Okay. Really anything in regard to being in front of the camera. That's what I wanted to do, and that's what I want to do and what I'm striving to do now. Mm-hmm. My son, he is now 10 years old. 10 years old, going on 18.
I believe it. That's normally how it goes.
Yep. These little boys are totally different from the little boys I grew up with. I don't know what's going on with it, but he is a joy. He's the light of my life. I also have a husband. I have been married for 2 years now. We just celebrated our anniversary last month.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. 2-year anniversary last month. He's amazing as well. That about sums me up. I have a dog.
Okay. Which they are kids too. People don't understand. It takes a lot to care for adults. They might as well have a social security number.
Oh my goodness. When I tell you that is my second son, and I don't play about him, like I am literally like a dog mom. That's my baby.
Oh my gosh. So did you and your husband meet here in Atlanta?
No, we didn't. And this is a funny story. So he is also from Kansas City, Missouri.
Wow. Okay.
We never knew each other growing up. He's about a couple years older than me. We know a lot of the same people. He went to Clark for a little while. Well, he graduated from Clark. I went to Clark briefly. While there, we never met each other. And when I came down here for a girls' trip, that we had a mutual friend, and that's how we met. So same town, 15 minutes away, knew a lot of the same people, went to the same college briefly, and never ever met until that moment. So we met here in Atlanta.
Wow, that's crazy. That just means you guys are soulmates. That's all.
And God knew that it was not the time for us to meet. That was almost 10 years ago.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's awesome. Me and my husband, we actually celebrate our anniversary. I want to say it's next week. But yes, we do. I know. I should know. It's the 26th. No, because the thing was, we got married before we told everyone. Okay. So technically, I want to say it's maybe 2 years. But I think everybody else think it's 1. I'm not sure. But yeah, so we're celebrating next year, not next year, but next week. So it's an exciting moment too for us, because I'm like, it feels the same. Like it's no pressure. It's just like I'm still with my best friend. So I think it's cool.
Yeah. When people ask me, like, does it feel different now that you're married? Like people ask me that when we first got married, ask that now. Like, no, it doesn't. It's the exact same.
It feels exactly the same. Yes. So do you guys want more kids?
One more.
All right, girl. Are y'all working on it now, or what? Okay. All right.
Whenever the Lord is ready to bless us with one.
All right, Kris. All right. I'm going to put it out in the universe now. We need for the baby to come on, because that jump, honey, because we have a 1-year-old. Well, let me go ahead and say this. 5 kids all together. He brought in 2. We have 1 together. So it's 14, 12, 10, 9, then 1.
Wow, right. Look at that stair step.
Exactly.
1. Wow.
And 1, right. So we have the built-in babysitters. Like, it's kind of cool with them being older, but then we like, okay, one's about to be, he just started high school. So he's on his way being out the house. And then we have this 1-year-old that hadn't even started kindergarten.
Oh my goodness!
Right.
So how is that? How is it having teenagers and a baby?
It's actually pretty. I mean, it's going well. So for the kids, like I said, I have 2. He has 2, so it's 3 living in our actual household, and then we get the other 2 every other weekend. So every other weekend, honestly, it's like a big party. The kids they get along with each other. Our oldest, our son, the 14-year-old, he's actually like 6'3", super tall. Yes, girl. So he's into basketball and Fortnite. And then my other son, the middle son, girl, he on his own. So he's pretty much want to be a superstar. He want to be a YouTube star. So he's dealing with that. And then our daughters are very smart, bookworms, very shy, motherly, like to bake cookies. So it's fun. It's the dynamic. It's there. They never fuss with each other unless it's over the video game and someone does something stupid. But other than that, it's cool. Yeah. So So It's a team. That's what I tell people. I mean, only thing that be hurting us is that when we got to feed them on the weekends, like 5 times a day, because people want snacks and, you know, and they're growing and stuff. So, but that's it.
Mm-hmm. I know all about them snacks and the Quick Trip Run and Wendy's. And
Yes.
mercy.
I'm like, where is it going? Obviously, it's going to their height, but I'm like, yo, like we just ate an hour ago. Like, you cannot be hungry.
Mm-hmm. I know that's right.
I know.
Life.
Oh my gosh. All right. So we're going to take it back since you said that your son is 10 years old. Tell us about when you were pregnant, if you can remember, because I know I kind of blocked some of mine out, but being pregnant, what age were you? You know, pretty much your whole pregnancy story.
Okay. I was, how old was I? I was 21 when I got pregnant.
Okay.
I was in college, and oh Lord. So just a disclaimer, my son is not my husband's biological son.
Right.
So I got pregnant with my son in college. When I found out, it was like a ton of bricks hit me in the chest, because I mean, I know safe sex, don't get pregnant. If you're not using a condom, you get pregnant, blah, blah, blah. But I guess it was something that I was never expecting being so young. I was just being stupid and kind of just living life.
So, YOLOing. That's what I called it.
That's what happened. So got pregnant. I was so nervous to tell my parents. So I told my mom like an hour or so after I found out. And it was like, I called my mom. I was like, I got something to tell you. And she was like, what, you pregnant? And I was like, damn, how you know? I was like, yeah. And she took it really well. She was just like, okay, you know, whatever, we'll deal with it. Okay. Girl, it took me probably 3 weeks to tell my dad.
So she kept it from your dad the entire time?
I asked her to please not tell him. I didn't want to tell him. I was nervous. I knew he would be so disappointed. It took me 3 weeks, and finally my mom had came in my room and she turned the light on because I was just laying there in the dark, and she was like, come on, let's go tell him. And I stood there and cried in front of him for like 10 minutes before I could actually get the words out.
Oh man. So how was that? So how did he react?
He was not happy about it. My dad was the type, like, you can do anything and be anything you want to be, do whatever you want to do. You just got to work hard at it and be responsible. And so when I told him, he just shook his head and was like, and he said those exact words. He was like, you could do and be anything you want to be in life. You have the world in your hands, and your life is about to be paused because now you're pregnant.
Right.
And it was so hard. It was so hard for me to tell him, because I just knew he was so disappointed, because, you know, as any parent, you just want the best for your kid. You know that they can just do anything and everything in life. And, you know, naturally, if you have a baby, you're going to slow down a little bit, if not a lot of bit. So,
right.
So he knew that, but you know, he eventually got over it, especially when he found out he was a boy. Over the moon when he found that out. And after I had him, my parents were very, very, very supportive. I think I was like a sophomore in college at the time. Sophomore, junior. So whatever I was, they were very supportive, helping me throughout it. But I basically went through college with my baby, and that was that. I made it do what it do.
Wow, that's crazy. Our story is actually so much alike. I got pregnant when I was 20, about to be 21, in college. Well, my dad wasn't in my life, but it was just my mom and my sisters. And I remember I was already at my mom's house or whatnot, but I remember calling my sister and telling her I was pregnant, and she thought I was joking. She was like, girl, you ain't pregnant. I said, yes, I am. And she was like, no, you're not. And then when I started crying, she was like, oh, you for real? I'm like, yeah, I am. So I told my sisters first. I was super scared to tell my mom, just like you were scared to tell your dad. And I just remember going over to my mom's house, sitting on the couch, bawling, crying. And she was like, girl, what is wrong with you? 5 minutes in, couldn't say nothing. And I'm like, Mom, I'm pregnant. She was like, you're what? And I'm like, yeah. So again, the disappointment was there. She's like, you know, it's going to be hard for you. You're going to have to raise a kid, plus try to, you know, stay in school and all that. So,
And then, I mean, again, they got over it, but just that disappointment, like that shatters you, especially being young, you know, so.
Yeah, because all I ever want to do is, well, I know for me, I can't speak for anybody, but all I ever want is my parents to be proud of me and to be happy, you know, happy for me and just look at me with just a smile from ear to ear. And so whenever I think or I feel like I've disappointed them, it just breaks my heart. So that was definitely hard.
Yes. And then when, like, and now being our age, you know, in our 30s, and when you look back, I'm like, if my daughter got pregnant at 20, I will whoop her ass, because that is super young. Like, even though we felt like we was grown and we was doing the thing and we having fun, I'm just like, 20 years, like, we don't know what we doing at all whatsoever. So, yeah, I tell people that all the time. With me having Remington now in my 30s, it was totally different from when I was in my 20s, struggling, trying to find daycare and diapers, you know, and all that stuff. So it was definitely a different experience being older. I should have waited.
Yeah, my best friend, she just had a baby. Her baby is 1 year old. And I just feel like everything is different with the products and the care and what you should do and what they should eat. And I just feel like such an old lady, because I'm always like, back in my day,
right?
You have to do that. And I'm like, Kristen, you 32 years old, like talking about back in my day. But everything is so different now. I don't, like you said, I don't know how I made it through, because
Yeah, I know. No, and I agree, because literally after we had Remington, it was like we were lost. Like, we felt like brand new parents, because everything has changed. Like, I remember, what was one thing? Matter of fact, when I had Remy, they do this thing called the glory hour or something, but it's once you have the baby, if you have it vaginally or whatever, they actually bring the baby to you with all the crap on them and lay them on your chest so you can have like this bonding moment. And I was freaking out, because I'm like, first of all, I don't want him to be clean. Like, I cannot stand being messy. So yeah, so it's supposed to help with like breastfeeding and things like that. But definitely that was something new. He pooped on me, so I was like, I don't like this. But yeah, that was definitely not something that was going on in, like, you know, 2007.
No, not at all. Right. No. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that they were doing that now.
So yeah, so definitely look it up. I want to say it's called the glory moment, but for some odd reason I feel like that's wrong. But it is like they literally take the baby, don't wrap them up or anything. It's just, I guess, so they could connect with your body heat and, you know, kind of calm their nerves and stuff, since they just went through all their stress. But I mean, he turned out like a good kid, so maybe it works. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know about that one, but I mean, I guess if they say whatever it is whatever is best for the baby, I'm all for it. But that is much to have all your insides basically.
I know. Girl, it was so gross, and I'm just cringing now thinking about it. I'm just like, oh my God, it was just so nasty.
Yeah,
it was gross. All right, so speaking on your son, how would you describe your parenting style? Since you know you were a young mother, 2021, how do you guys parent your son?
I like to say I'm the old school cool mom.
Okay, all right.
I say that because I have a lot of similarities in when it comes to parenting that my mom had that I hated growing up. I'm very, very protective of my son. I try to instill like all of those morals in him that my parents did for me growing up, with the, you know, don't go in anybody's house. You got to stay in the backyard, pick up your clothes, take a shower every day, eat all your food. You can't eat noodles every single day. You got to have vegetables, like all of those old school things. Like, and then, like, for an example, this morning, he wanted to wear some basketball shorts to school. Okay. And when I was growing up, boys didn't wear basketball shorts to school. They wore basketball shorts like if they were going to practice or if they were like lounging around the house, and he wanted to wear basketball shorts. And in my mind, I'm like, that's not school appropriate. You're going to look like you're just thrown together and your parents don't love you. I need you to put on some real clothes. And when I tell you he was heartless mad at me, like pouty face all the way to school, like he was not.
Oh, no, because that's not the cool thing to do.
And so I kid you not, when I got home, I was just on Facebook scrolling, and back home in Kansas City, today was the first day of school for all the kids. And so everybody posting their pictures. Every single boy had on basketball shorts.
Oh my God.
I felt so bad. I was like, oh no, like that's a thing now. Like it's cool. And my son is just trying to be cool and stay with the hip stuff. And here mommy goes making him take the shorts off. So things like that, like you gotta wear a shirt when you go to church, and I don't like all those little things. But at the same time, I think I'm cool too, because I like dancing with him. I like all the cool songs, and you know, I'm still young, so in my mind, I think I'm cool. He probably thinks I'm lame, but I just see a lot of similarities in me that I saw in my mom growing up. Yeah.
Oh man, that's so funny, and it's hilarious because I guess because I'm 32, I'll be 33 in like 2 weeks, so I'm assuming that we're around the same age, but that's the cool thing about us because of our upbringing. We did have those older parents that instilled those things to us, but yet we're young enough to be in the millennial, you know, kind of era that okay, we know about Facebook and, you know, gadgets and the cool dances because we have rhythm. So we know how to, you know, stay on beat and stuff. But, you know, with the kids, I'm the same way. Like, you know, I still make them clean up every Saturday morning and you can't do nothing else until you clean up, you know, or about like the loungewear stuff. Same way my son, he tried to pull that on me too, talking about, can I wear basketball shorts and tank top? No, bro, you cannot. Like, it's school. You're right. But then again, flip side, we being the lame people because that is the style with the long socks and the flip flops. And I'm just like, okay, like, nah.
Yeah. So, like, at what point do you be like, okay, like y'all can be cool and I'll let you have it, and then, or no, you're gonna look like you took a bath and put on real clothes. Like, I don't know. It's rough out here for us.
It is because like you said, you want to be that mom that you're not that cool. Well, again, a cool mom, but still someone who has boundaries. And it's just like, you know, because at the end of the day, I'm like, okay, Brittany, is it gonna hurt you if that boy wear basketball shorts to work, and not work, but to school? And I'm like, nah, I don't really care. But as far as the other things, like as far as the chores, schoolwork, you know, church and everything, I'm still, girl, 89, 90. Now, you know, you go to church every single Sunday. We have family dinner on Sundays. Like, we ain't about that life. Well, we are about that life, but yeah. Okay. So, are you co-parenting with your son's father, or is he like out the picture completely?
He is out the picture completely. Okay. My husband actually just adopted my son.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yes. It was a long time coming. I had talked to my husband. This was before we were married because my son's father has been pretty absent for a long time. And it was just really like just bothering me. Like if something was to happen to me, what would happen to my son? Right. And then when I got to thinking about it, I was like, he would go to his father, and that was something I wasn't comfortable with. And so I had asked my husband years ago, like if anything were to ever happen to me, would you like take care of Jay? Like, would you raise him and keep him? And he was like, yeah, of course I would. And so, you know, we just kind of had the conversation, and, you know, life is going on. And so it's just something that we just never followed up with. And last year it had came up again because we needed to give my son a passport. And so I was like, oh my God, I don't feel like trying to hunt his dad down, and we're gonna have to go through all this dumb shit back and forth, blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, you know what? I think it's time. So it took a while, but almost a year later, we got those papers signed and it's official.
Yes. So with that process, did you have to convince him to like to sign over his rights, or is it like still back in the day, like if you put it in the paper and they don't say anything, it's an automatic thing? That might just be here in Georgia, but
yeah. So I know it's different in all states. So I know in Missouri they have a very drawn out process. Like you have a meeting and you're trying to get the father in to cooperate and all that stuff. But in Georgia, if he doesn't show up, by default you automatically get it. So my son's father, he was served. Okay. And you know, And he said that he was going to get a lawyer and he was going to fight it, but I never heard from him after that. So by the time the date came, we was in there for about 5 minutes. The judge just asked my husband some questions, and that was it.
Wow, that's really nice. So did you guys like celebrate, like have a like change your last name party for everyone, or it was just like, okay, now we have it legitimized, like that's your son for real?
Girl, I had this whole extravagant thought in my head that we was gonna celebrate, go have dinner, like it was gonna be just a beautiful moment. It was blah blah. But girl, my husband was still working, so we walking out the courthouse, he on the phone working. My son came home, he took off the collar shirt that he hates. He hates wearing collar shirts. He put on some basketball shorts and went outside. I was like, what is going on now?
But this is definitely not what I imagined.
No, this is definitely not what I thought it was gonna be. But you know what? Make that money, boo. If you still gotta work, don't you gotta do.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. All right, so going back to the reason why you came to Atlanta is because you wanted to pursue your dreams and become this superstar. How is that going for you? Is it easy? Are you like doing a lot of networking? What is that about?
It has not been easy. I actually just wrote a piece on that yesterday. It has not been easy at all. When I came down here, I had these big aspirations and big dreams, but life happened. I came down here 8 years ago. I didn't have any money. I barely had a job. And so I had to get in survival mode. And so by me getting in survival mode all those years ago, it was basically like me just grinding and trying to make sure I had money to take care of my child. And, after a while, that just becomes life. I finally was starting, I finally had a job where I had a good salary and, things were good. And I looked up, it's like 6-7 years later, and I literally had not done anything or met any goal that I wanted to meet. And so it has not been easy. It's been a challenge, and that's kind of what I'm getting, but not kind of, that is definitely what I'm getting back to now with focusing on me. And, I need to start writing again and doing all these different things so I can work towards that dream. But I will tell any mother, father, single parent, you have got to make sure you're focusing on yourself, because I was not. And you're going to look up and years have passed. Wow. So, yeah, if I could do anything different with my move down here, I definitely would have did a better job with juggling real life and dreams.
Right. And I completely agree. That's definitely one thing I preach is about self-care. Like if you're not okay, your kid's not going to be okay. Your husband's not going to be okay, because we are the backbone of the family, believe it or not. But especially about pursuing your dreams, because at the end of the day, if you're not happy, no one's going to be happy. And exactly. I had to go through the same thing. Like I was working corporate for so long, and I know myself, like I'm not the 9-to-5 person. Like I would get the work done, but I like to get it done on my time. So luckily when I did become pregnant with Remington, my husband had told me I had the opportunity that if I just wanted to do my business full time, work on it, see how it go while I'm out with Remy, and then if it picks up, then I could just stay at home. So I busted my ass for like those 4 months to make sure I was able to make the amount of money I needed to make. And it worked out. So I just never went back. But the thing is, it's like, what I was going to say, Lord, I lost my train of thought. All right, so I never went back. Oh, but at one point, me and my husband, we were going through some financial issues, and I had asked if I do need to go back, to corporate just to kind of pick up some hours. And he was like, yeah, just to kind of help us out. And when I said that, I cried. Like, I can't, like, once you touch it and you see it and you feel it and you know that's your purpose, you're not going to want to go back to doing what you were doing before. So, and that honestly is what motivates me. So I'm happy to hear that you're back writing, because I feel like that's something that you actually really enjoy doing. So, definitely keep that up. And I promise you, once you see it, it's not going to be any turning back. You're going to do whatever you need to do to keep it going.
Yes, definitely. And right now it's just because I feel like I've been out the game so long. So when I first came down here, I was, kind of going hard. I was, doing my network thing. I was freelance writing for a few magazines. I did a couple radio opportunities, things like that. But it just stopped. And I was only focused on my son and going to work every day and making sure, bills were paid. And so now that I'm getting back into it, it's nerve-wracking because I'm like, where do I even begin? Like, I'm competing with girls 10 years younger than me now.
Right.
And, I gotta network again. I gotta show my face and I gotta get out these leggings and t-shirts and put on
put on some real clothes, child. I know, honey. Oh.
Like, I actually just recorded my first vlog yesterday, my first episode. And that's one thing I said. I was like, I gotta put on clothes and do makeup to sit here and like, nah, this ain't but it's just like, I just have to get back in that groove. And I know that that's what I want to do. That's what I came down here for. That's my dream. That's my passion. So right now it's just a fact of, you gotta get back in a routine and get back in a groove and just, like I said, go hard, or your ass gonna be right up there at one of them buildings, pissed off.
Exactly, looking crazy, looking outside the window, child. I can't wait to get off at 5.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, no, that's hilarious. You mentioned that because I am yoga pants, t-shirt person all day unless I actually have to go out. But I'll be dreading and first of all, I have short hair, so it don't take me that long to do my hair. But just having to put on makeup and jewelry and all that, I'm just like, bruh, like I do not feel like doing all this. And I be wanting to do like vlogs and stuff because I feel like my life is pretty interesting, especially with the kids. But again, like you said, all the work that goes behind it, I'm like, I have to spend about 3 hours to just show my face for 5 minutes. Like So I haven't got to that point yet either. It's like, y'all gonna take me for what I am.
Yes, it
curls
was
are not in my hair.
It was definitely challenging for me yesterday.
Right. So what was your first vlog about?
So I was inspired. Have you ever heard of Shameless Maya?
I have heard of it, but remind me again, remind people of it, but I think I have heard of it.
Okay. Yes. I am going to plug her any chance that I get because she was really my inspiration and just to kind of jump in there and just go for it. So Shameless Maya. So what I did was I was on Google and it's days where I just sit in front of my computer, just trying to figure out what do I do right now? So I just Googled top Black female vloggers and, a number of them popped up and she was one of them. And so when I'm researching different people, I don't like looking at their most recent content because by now, if you've been at it for a while, you got it down, you know exactly what you're doing. You're a pro at it. I always like going to the very, very beginning. So I went to her very, very first video and basically she was giving herself a 365-day challenge. She's an artist, so she knew that she needed to put herself out there, but she was just always too afraid to do it. So this challenge was for 365 days. She would post 3 pictures a day on Instagram, 10 tweets a day, and 1 vlog every other week. And then once she got the hang of it, she would start doing 1 vlog per week. And she was like, I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. I didn't come into this with like a bunch of like a content idea, or she was like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know if it's going to work. Y'all probably going to think I'm hella corny, but we going to do this.
Okay.
So 7 years later, this girl has over 1 million followers.
Wow.
On YouTube. Yes. And so when I saw that, so I watched a couple of her other videos and she's really just like a lifestyle blogger. So I was like, you know what? You right. Like I'm gonna either do something or I'm not. And as bad as I would love to just, have money fall from the sky and people all over the world know who I am without me putting in the work, life doesn't happen like that. I have to start somewhere. So that's basically what I talked about on my first vlog because I don't have an idea of what I'm going to talk about either. That's one of the reasons why it's taken me so long to actually do it. But I just said that whatever comes to mind, that's what I'm going to talk about.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
So
Well, now I'm gonna have to check it out. But it's crazy because you would think I'm the same way. It's like if I don't have anything to talk about, I'm not gonna talk about anything. Like I feel like I have to have a plan before I execute. I like you said, obviously people are just out here just winging it, and if it catches, it does. If not, then just try again. It's just the whole trying again part that I got to get over. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to check it out and subscribe. I would definitely subscribe.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. Definitely subscribe.
Awesome.
And, I just said that I was gonna call it a lifestyle vlog. You're gonna catch me. You're gonna catch me on my good days, my bad days. I'm not gonna even commit to having a beat face every time because after yesterday, no ma'am, I don't feel like it, but I'm gonna try. So I'm really gonna try to be, as open and honest as I possibly can because it was very therapeutic. It really gave me an opportunity to really just get all of my thoughts and all of my fears and, all those jitters out. And I enjoyed it. I'm a little nervous about this editing part because I'm not the best at that, but I'm excited for what's to come. And I'm excited that I finally just took a leap and was like, you know what, just do it.
Just do it. Right. It doesn't matter who's watching you, what's going on, just do it. Someone's going to like it.
Exactly. Yep.
Great. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start wrapping this up. So at the end of each episode, we do this thing that is called the hot seat, where I ask you 5 random ass questions and you pretty much have to answer them. Yes, honey. It was bad at first. I kind of piped them down a little bit because the first time, my first 2 episodes, girl, my friend called me back. She was like, Brittany, you cannot post that. Like my mom is going to listen to this episode and we can't have that. Yeah. So they're PG, I promise. But there are 5 random questions. And of course, you just answer the first thing that comes to your mind. Okay.
All right.
So question number 1, if you were to ever ask a guy out, what would be your pickup line?
Shit. Oh. You like Chinese food?
Why that? Why Chinese food?
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I don't know why that came to mind. And Chinese food is not even my favorite. It's Mexican. Chinese came to mind.
Girl, you gonna be sitting out there eating some Chinese food and be like, man, on Taco Tuesday.
Right. Like, that's not cute.
Oh my gosh.
That's a dumb answer, but that's the first thing that came to mind.
Okay. See, our mom's part would have been, do you like sushi? And then he'd be like, why? I'm like, because I see you with me. See, right. But that don't make no sense. It's corny. Oh my gosh. Okay.
You drop some bars on them, girl.
Hey. All right. Number 2, if you had a choice, would you rather have your text messages up for public or your photos?
Photos.
Photos? Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm always afraid that someone's going to hack in my phone and get a bunch of naughty photos, so I don't take them.
Oh, all right, cool. I wish I could say the same, but I can't. All right. Question number 3. You won $30 million. Your spouse was arrested. It cost him $29 million to get them out. Or they can do 5 years in jail. Do you get them out or do you keep the money?
Keep the money. He'll be all right.
He'll be all right for 5 years, girl.
Yeah. He would say keep the money too. And I'll be like, he'll be waiting on you, baby, and I'm going to flip the hell out of this. So we're going to keep this money.
Right. Be like Gucci Mane and Keisha Kayor.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 4. This is a multiple choice. What's more romantic to you? Is it A, candlelit dinner in front of the fireplace, B, moonlight walk on the beach holding hands, or C, cuddle up watching a movie?
Moonlight walk on the beach holding hands.
Yes, girl. Yeah, I agree. Me too. I love the beach. I just like being by water. Like that's my happy place.
Me too. I am such a water baby.
Oh gosh, yes, me too. All right. So last question. Who is your favorite girl artist right now and why?
Beyonce all day.
Are you what they call them, the Beehive? Are you a part of that?
I am actually the president of the family. But I can't speak too much on it because Ivy Park is going to say we did not screen what you said, and so pipe down. No, I'm just playing.
Yes.
I am a stan for Beyonce.
Okay.
I just love her so much. It's gonna sound corny, but she took my heart when she came out with the song "Me, Myself, and I."
Uh-huh.
I loved her in Destiny's Child, but I really started standing for her when that song came out because I had just went through a terrible breakup and I would be crying every day and it was just awful. And then I heard that song and it helped me. But on top of that, I just love her because I was just talking to my husband about this a couple weeks ago. Like on top of her being an amazing entertainer and just dope as hell, I just love that with her having this platform that she has, she is staying true to herself. Like I'm Black. My daddy is from Texas. My mama's from Louisiana. This is my culture. I'm gonna come in here in my beret and my black leather jacket on, and I know I got all these white folks in the audience, but this is who I am. And she never ever switches up, and I just love that because I like to say that I'm definitely for the culture as well. And so I just love that she always stayed true to herself, and she didn't try to dilute herself just because of who she is.
Oh, okay. I love it because honestly, I'm gonna go ahead and let you know I'm a Beyonce fan, but I was not a stan until she did the whole Coachella thing with the HBCU. And it's the fact because I'm a certified band nerd, played the clarinet, was on dance line, everything. So just to see her pay homage like that honestly blew me away. So I have definitely turned into a stan just most recently, and also her work ethic is bomb. I mean, that like she deserves everything that comes to her. She deserves it.
She does. She does. And we just look at her like you and your husband, y'all are billionaires, like y'all live the life, but she put in work to live this life.
Right.
And meanwhile, I'm sitting here like
trying to do a vlog, child.
Right. Like, get your shit together, Kris, and do something.
Beyonce is our motivation. Now, every time I'm going to DM you pictures of Beyonce, like, look, girl, we got to get this done.
Yes, ma'am, do it. Because every time I see her, I'm like, Kristen, what are you doing? Like, if she can do it, you can do it.
Right. You are Beyonce, girl. You are Beyonce.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, my God. All right, Kris. Well, thank you so much for being on my platform. I really appreciate it. You are amazing. So you're welcome. So if people want to reach out to you on your social media platforms, how can you be reached?
Follow me on Instagram at Kris Raye. Kris is spelled with a K and Raye is spelled Raye. It's also Kris Raye on Twitter, and be looking out for my YouTube channel. It's going to be called Just Kris.
Just Kris. Oh, I like it. Is your are you going to have your husband and your son on there too?
I asked my son yesterday if he would want to make appearances, and he's a little shy, so he was like, yeah, I guess so. So he'll be on there. And my husband, he's a big ham, so I know whenever I want him on there, he'll come on. But me and my husband are actually working on a podcast, and so that's probably going to be more so where you'll hear him more. Okay. But yeah, I'm sure he'll be on there every once in a while on my YouTube channel.
Cool. Okay. I just started, actually, I thought I already had followed you on my personal IG, but obviously not. But I just started following you, so now I can stay up to date.
Okay, cool. Yes, I would definitely keep you guys up to date with all that. I definitely have some things in the works. I just have to stay committed and consistent. Yes. Yes, definitely.
Well, thank you so much. So go ahead and say bye to the people. We done.
All right. Bye, guys.
All right, guys, that is it for us. We hope you enjoyed the show. If you would like to get into some more fun, follow us on social media. On Instagram, we are at Bad and Bougie Moms, on Facebook at The Bad and Bougie Moms, and also on Twitter at BBM_podcast. Make sure you like, share, and comment on any of the podcast platforms that you listen to us on. Again, we hope you guys enjoy. See you later.